Give me a bite. Give me a bite. Give me a piece of that. Give me a piece of that. Give me a piece of that. I love a piece of that. Bite-sized Thursday.
Hooray! Welcome, one and all. Welcome back to Bite-Sized Thursday. Even if it's a different day you're watching us, we are recording this on a Thursday, and we're sticking with the month of Doctor Who today, baby. Who done it? Jodie done it.
Who are you?
I don't like this new Jared. I can't see his eyes. It disturbs me that I can't see his eyes.
There's a level of spice that's hidden behind. It's fantastic.
Jared's also getting over a cold, so he's going to sound funny.
I might sound a little funny too because I also have allergies. The seasons are kicking my butt today, but we are rocking and rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Jake have obviously seen every Doctor up to Jodie Whittaker. We have not seen any. Wait, have you seen any episodes from her?
No,
not a single one.
Me neither.
Really? You haven't seen any Doctor Who?
I mean, I've seen clips, and I like what I see. I don't know why people give it the hate, but
I know.
I mean, other than that,
that's why
people suck.
Yep.
Yeah, but I my expectations are, let's say, like in the middle of the road. I don't want them like too low, and this seems really good. I don't want it too high, and this seems bad. I'm just trying to like go into it with a level and open head, and really hoping this.
So I had a question for you guys. So he's a Time Lord, right?
Correct.
no.
In this case, she.
Yes.
She's a Time Lord.
Yes.
So it's basically like a reincarnation of sorts, right? When they switch doctors.
Yep. Yeah, they're pretty much just gonna go.
So basically, the Doctor can be anyone, right?
Yes.
Literally anyone.
So why are people mad that for the first time ever the Doctor's not a white guy?
You know, that's a very good question, and I think that's because a lot of people out there suck.
Gotcha.
A lot of
just putting it out.
So not to bring it too current, but it's probably for the same reason people don't like that there's a black Ariel.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like it's wait. Are you telling me that Time Lords are fictitious? They don't exist in real life?
They do. What are you talking about?
So,
but they're still, some of them are still black.
Right.
And some of them are still girls.
Right. Because, like, who knows, man? People irk me sometimes, you know? They really do. But I am truly excited to get into this. Like I said, I have no expectations. Jake or Jared, guys have any expectations getting into this?
I don't know.
I have nothing. I have no idea.
What are we watching? Do you remember the title?
Oh, you said it was a festive...
Revolution of the Daleks?
Revolution of the
festive special from 2020.
It was a festive special. Okay, yeah. That's cool. I like that we're jumping into a special, so maybe it's more self-contained than like any other episodes. Just because, like, obviously none of us are up to date with the current Doctor, so...
Maybe.
I can...
Yeah, I'm close, though.
Yeah, you're really close.
I've been putting hard work in these last few weeks.
All right, fair enough. Well, without any further ado, you guys want to get into this?
Let's do it. The last
that is,
one.
Yeah, today is the last one. So actually, yeah, after we watch this, we should probably rank all them to see which ones are our favorites.
That would be fun.
Let's do it. All right, guys, let's
take a bite.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We just watched, remind me again the title.
Revolution of
the Daleks. And you know, okay, so I feel like there's a lot of things to be said, because just this was very different and new for all of us. And it's also the end of Doctor Who month. So like there's a lot to...
It's also the end of that story, apparently.
And also just that, yeah, like those characters, a lot of them just left the show at that point. So,
well, we think, anyways.
We think, yeah, we haven't.
We know a lot of people haven't even watched this far.
Yes, but starting off really quick, I liked. I would probably say 2/3 of this. I think all in all, this was a good, enjoyable episode. There are some nitpicks I have, and I know me and Jake differ on what I'm about to say. But I think some of the side characters stole the show. I was gonna say specifically the person who played the Prime Minister, Jo. I don't remember what her name was, or I don't remember the actress's name, but I thought she does what I think the best villains in Doctor Who do, where you can balance.
You just act like the real Prime Minister.
I mean,
Yes. And you... I really think what it is she balances like being over the top cheesy, and she balances being actually menacing perfectly. Because Doctor Who, at its nature, is cheesy. We've just watched a whole month's worth of episodes, and it's supposed to be cheesy. Like, that's what Doctor Who is, and I think her character nails that. The other character that nails it in this episode is I forgot his first name, but Robertson. Like, his couple of one-liners kill Jack Robertson. His couple of one-liners kill me. Like when he was like, "Oh, I hope I can use this as a tax write-off."
And
that was a PR nightmare.
This is a PR nightmare. That was the next one. Like that.
isn't that guy in Sex and the City? Isn't that? Like,
Yeah.
I never saw that.
I think that is. That's why he looks so familiar.
Well, for me, it was like, where have I seen him? And I looked on my phone real quick. Oh, he was in Mr. 3000.
So
I was like, oh, that's where I've seen him. He's in a bunch of stuff. But like,
So,
I think Sex and the City
I'm
is
not even going to tell.
I've never watched that. So
I'm not going to tell a lie. It's been so long. Captain Jack was in this. Spoiler alert.
How could I miss out Captain
Yeah,
Jack?
of course.
But it's been so long since I've seen him in anything. The
Yeah.
first season of Arrow, I think, was
Yeah,
or like
yeah,
the
he
third
was-
season of Arrow. Maybe, like he was a recurring character in the first few seasons.
Yeah, it was the first one.
Regardless, it's been so long since I've seen him that I saw Robertson, and I haven't seen any of this other. I was like, did John Barrowman age that much?
He doesn't look
Because he
different,
kind of
right?
like he doesn't.
But,
But that dude's face kind of has like the same
you're
structure.
exactly right. Like I feel like
What?
Something like it. The Robertson guy.
the character, the actor.
Oh,
Yeah, like his face shape looks the same, but like his actual facial features are just indifferent enough. And I'm like, did he have that much work done? Which is funny because he actually said that in the show. Like, well, you got a lot of work done. So did you. Like,
I like how there's no. Okay, Captain Jack has always been one of my favorite characters in Doctor Who. Like
Me too.
hands down, like he's funny.
he's cocky.
It's like he's the Han Solo of Doctor Who.
dead on. You're
He reminds me
absolutely.
of Harry Connick Jr.
I could see
I
that
can
too.
absolutely
And I think
see
they're both
that.
singers too. So.
But like,
Mhm.
like the way that he just doesn't even bat an eye that the Doctor is a girl now is
Well, isn't it, I mean,
like, and there's no joke about him calling Jodie Whittaker a he or something like that. Like
I like seamlessly, just like you said, he seamlessly flew. Oh, I like back when I was traveling with him, and then now it's like, oh, I'm with her. Like it just seamlessly
Mhm.
just picks up.
No, Whovians, that's how you were supposed to react.
You know what? I really do think the majority of Whovians are not upset about Jodie. I think it's just a small population that is just very loud and annoying. But
I don't know.
I
I
thought-
annoying. You didn't say anything.
um,
I'll give you that.
on this one episode, I think it's fine. I don't know what I think of the seasons as a whole, nor
Right.
of her Doctor. And to be honest, what I think about her Doctor could be different than what I think about the seasons, obviously. But to what you were saying, when I was saying when we were talking about this before we started rolling, I had said that I felt like the amount of side characters distracted and was weird for me. Well, this whole thing was weird for me because it's very differently filmed. It's very it's got higher, like much higher production quality. It's just so like this is just so different than what I'm used to, which is not bad. It's just different.
It's also a season finale.
No, it's a Christmas special.
Yeah, it was a season finale.
It kind of
That
felt
was
like
the
a
last episode of that season.
Was there that little of a gap between them?
On HBO Max, that was the last episode in season 12.
Well, it always is because that's always going to be the
Yeah.
Christmas special.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, so that was the end of that story. So we're just jumping into the finale of this arc.
Okay.
Which weirdly enough, before you start, or again, I just want to mention that you said if this is the finale. I actually really like. You would have thought that like none of the impact would have resonated for me because I haven't watched the entire season.
Dickey was crying.
I was not crying, but I
Bawling.
was feeling.
Bawling.
It
We
was,
almost
it
had
was
to find
hitting,
someone to console him.
it was hitting me harder than I thought.
I wanted to watch Jared hug him.
Okay, that's all I was saying. It just hit me harder than I
It'd be
thought.
just like that scene in Fight Club where Edward Norton's face gets shoved into Meatloaf's chest, and he's just like, there. That's me hugging Dickie.
Anyway, what I was saying, when I was talking about that, I meant the companions because we've not really had 3 for an extended period of time.
No.
And I thought it was really interesting. How do I say this? The way they split them up with the Doctor. So like with Amy and Rory, which is the last kind of
like the
comparable thing I have.
The closest to that.
You never really see, you see Amy and Rory apart from the Doctor, but you never really genuinely see they're all 3 together, but this scene is with the Doctor and Rory, or this scene is with the Doctor and Amy, or this scene is with the Doctor and another person. It's Amy and Rory and the Doctor.
Right. Like they kind of,
they split them all up, and it's interesting, but I think this is going to be a stupid point. It's too much, but I've only seen the season finale.
Right. It's kind of
like I don't know the flow of the season. So I guess it's a moot point for me to say that.
Does this make you want to watch?
Yes, because I want to know how she's not born on Gallifrey. That is so interesting.
I was wondering the same thing.
As soon as that line popped up in the episode.
You didn't even know it.
No, they said Gallifrey, and I was like, "Isn't that the alien from Monsters vs. Aliens?"
What?
It's not. It's Galaxar. But
Galaxar.
I was like, "You think Gallifrey?" Isn't it all?
Oh my god!
I want to know.
That's such a because we're neither of us have no clue. Like I wonder. So, or I'm yelling at the people that are watching us. Have they when did they first say that in Jodie's season? That's what I want to know.
I don't know
if that was like a very.
They make it sound like she, because you know how in Matt Smith's like the latter season, like there's that whole thing after the 50th anniversary, like he time locks Gallifrey and he's like, I'm gonna go find it now. That's gonna be my mission. I wonder if she does that somehow.
Yeah.
And character ideas are revealed.
In
which case, I don't know why everyone doesn't like this. That sounds way interesting.
I know. I really like.
And none of this means anything to you, but.
Well, and I know you were mentioning this again before we were rolling the camera. Is I feel like there's more. I feel like there's more to her in one episode than there is to Capaldi. And again, I've seen 4 or 5 episodes of Capaldi and 1 of Jodie. My opinion could completely change if and when I finish each of their seasons. But I feel like she had a little more nuance, and it feels like she had more mixed emotions about being who she is and just a Time Lord. And Capaldi seemed like he was just more one note, grumpy and angry. And
that's why you like him in one dimension.
And again, that could completely change if I watch more. That's just how I feel just from this one. So I'm just very curious as to how the rest of their seasons really are.
It's also Capaldi was written by a very different person that is, forgive me for your Stephen Moffat fans, but a little full of himself.
A little?
I didn't want to push the envelope too hard.
Listen, Stephen Moffat is a talented writer. He knows how to tell entertaining stories.
He knows how to tell 3 stories.
Yes. And those stories work. They I do get entertainment and joy out of them. But it's the same
entertainment and joy.
It's the same shtick over and over again. But if there's nothing else that we want to say about this episode particularly, do you guys have any other
Should
notes?
we rank them?
That's what I was
Should we
say.
rank the doctors and not the episodes?
Well, before that, the 2 of you, how has this month affected your view?
You really want us to say that.
I'm really curious because now we've watched this last one of something you hadn't experienced. Has this changed that perspective into something where you now actually want to go back?
Oh, I always wanted to go back. You just get that itch to watch Doctor Who every once in a while.
Yeah,
I think watching them like this and going back, I think I would pick different episodes. I think I would probably not worry about spoiling it for you. I didn't know that it was going to not be a thing for you because usually spoilers are a big deal for you. So
yeah, that's for things I like.
I didn't know you weren't going to like it.
Well,
yeah, Dickey.
It's hard. It's hard when we're thrown into the middle of it too.
It is. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you want to say what you mentioned before the camera was turned on?
Oh,
about just the show in its whole. Because
So-
I'm in the very similar boat.
So
After
here's my theory about Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. It's dumb. I don't get me wrong. I understand that. I'm gonna say this, and believe me, I understand it. I think when you watch it sequentially, and not even like doctor to doctor to doctor to doctor. I just mean like just episodes in order in a season. I think it does a good job of getting you caught up and excited about where they're barreling towards, and they just keep moving and moving and moving, and everything is such a different from the last, and it gets you really excited and into what's going on. Like by the time you get like in the third season, spoilers, by the time you get to the Master Arc, they built that up through there. In fact, they built it up through a couple of seasons. Like
they really did.
It's there, and you're like, yes, I'm ready for this. Let's go. And if you take, with the exception of a few episodes, if you take it out of that seasonal context, it doesn't hold the same weight. It seems, or it's just not as good of a show as what we remember it.
Mm-hmm. Which, yeah, no, that's kind of what I was in the same boat. Like, I loved watching this. Like, I can like, and again, it's nostalgia. I'm a sucker for nostalgia. I will 1000% say that. Like, just remembering where I was and watching like the old Tennant, the old Matt. I say old Matt Smith. It's not. Well, I guess it is kind of old now, but just like you were saying, the sequence, like just keeping up with it every week helps me a lot. And I don't know, again, we're just throwing this out there for every single person. I don't know who all of you who's listening to this have kept up through Doctor Who every episode up until now. Or if you're similar to me and Jake, where we fell off like around Capaldi-ish. Like,
no, Jared, it's not because she's a woman.
I was the problem. I never even took a second look at this entire series.
I just feel like jumping back into Doctor Who after this long separated, it's trying to remember to get back into that mindset of when you were first watching it, and it takes even though we've watched it week after week after week, even though we just but
we're only watching it like one a week, and that's what I'm saying is like get that momentum building, and it's not new, but it still gets that momentum when you watch it back to back to back to back to back
with the one storyline. We're not jumping around.
And it's also not 2005, 2006, 2010, like 2015, whatever.
Yeah,
like
just the way people make TV shows and stories. It's just different now. Like I feel like they, especially like with this newest season, like I feel like you can tell.
That's not even the newest season. There's one more.
There is one more. Okay. You can just
right? One more. And now they're doing special like they did with Tennant. I think they're doing specials to cap off her run.
You can just feel the old Doctor Who-isms, and it's like,
man, if people hated an African American Ariel, what are they going to say when they get an African American? Well, not an African, a black doctor.
Dude, I'll say this. I've said this every single episode we've recorded this. He is a fantastic actor.
Oh, I believe it.
So
I believe he's probably going to be a good doctor. I've yet to see someone that I don't, in some capacity, like as the doctor.
That's very true.
Even like I said, I can evaluate the episode or the season separately than how I evaluate the doctor. Like, absolutely. I like Capaldi. He's fun. He's grumpy. He reminds me of Jared.
No, you are exactly right. Like every single Doctor, even though I fell off at Capaldi, even though there's something that's still just.
I think you fall off more at the writing than you do at the Doctor.
Yeah, that's very fair. Like the actor will. I haven't seen him in other things other than Doctor Who, but I just he is a talented actor, and you're right. It's probably more the writing. But okay, we've gone long enough. Let's get into ranking these. Okay.
So it's going by the Doctor, not the episode.
I think because then you got to rank.
This episodes suck.
Yes, go by the Doctor.
Go by the Doctor. So actually, do you want to start this off with Jared, or do we want to end this with Jared?
What do you think, buddy?
I don't know.
Let's end it with Jared.
Let's end it? Okay. You want to go first? Or want me to go first on the ranking?
You go first.
Okay, so in my mind,
Wow, mines.
You know what I'm gonna say. You know who's gonna be my. I feel like everyone can already guess my number one because he's my.
Go from the bottom up.
Oh, from the bottom up. Oh, that makes it more interesting. Okay.
That's why I say do that.
Dead last.
Yep. If he says Jodie Whittaker, jump over the table and grab him.
It's not Jodie. It is going to be Capaldi.
Mm-hmm.
And I do, like I said, I can see he's a talented actor. Moffat's chick just got old, which is around the same time that I got tired of Sherlock. So
Shtick.
Yeah. So like the way he told us earlier talking about. But okay, so Capaldi is last. This is gonna be interesting. You ready for this? I really think never mind. It's probably Jodie is next.
It's hard to tell because we've not seen anything else from her.
I know, but I just from this, and I know you mentioned you were iffy on like the whole like group of companions. I really liked that dynamic. That's something new to Doctor Who that I haven't experienced. 3 companions at once.
So it was a woman doctor.
And a woman, and she made that work. She made like all of that feel like a really cohesive family, and I like that's something I haven't felt in Doctor Who. So I almost put her above Matt Smith. I almost did. But
does that mean Matt Smith is next?
Matt Smith is next because that man's bouncy hair, his funny bow ties, his funny the way he talks. Matt Smith is a joy. He's number 2, and there's no surprise. I'm gonna probably put Eccleston and then David Tennant as number 1. Big shocker. Who would have thought I would have put David Tennant as number 1? But that's my ranking.
Mine's gonna have to be starting. What do we do? 4, 5? 5.
5 on your work from the bottom and on your way up.
Okay, so in 5th place, I am gonna have to put Capaldi as well.
Mm-hmm.
In 4th place, based on what we've seen in this month, it pains me, but I'm gonna have to put Eccleston.
That's fair.
And then probably, I don't know. It's hard because, again, only seeing Jodie Whittaker once, but I see a lot of potential in that for it to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to put, you know what? No, hold on. I thought something new during this month. So above Capaldi, I'm going to put Tennant. Then Eccleston.
Interesting. You're pretty right.
Then Eccleston. Then Jodie for the potential that I see in being the show being interesting and just different and more engaging. Mm-hmm. And then Matt Smith.
Okay, Matt Smith is number 1.
I was really... It did... Again, as I'm watching seasons, it doesn't annoy me. And I'm probably the most nostalgic for Tennant. But watching this separate from the season, it annoyed me how just pacifist he was.
That's valid. That's fair.
Yeah, he's a weenie.
I wouldn't call him a weenie, but...
Sorry, he's a big weenie.
He's just...
And again, it's not the best episode of his that I picked by any stretch of the imagination.
It's just a Dalek.
It just...
We're trying to stick with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're on to Jared, who has 0 context.
On to the main event.
And I'm very curious as a non-Whovian, where
there's a tie.
Hey,
at
there's
the
a
bottom.
tie.
For all of them but Capaldi. Then 4th, 3rd, 2nd are blank, and then Capaldi is at the top.
Come on.
Yes, it is. You know why? Because I don't have enough context for any of them.
Yeah.
So I put them all as a tie, but then Capaldi was the only one I actually emotionally connected to, so he's at the top. So it's Capaldi and then everyone.
So then let's do an extra segment for you, and let's just say you rank the episodes you watched.
Oh, episode 10 is at the bottom. It was stinky.
Which one? Which Tennant? There's 2.
Yes, it's a 2-parter. Count them the same. Bottom.
Yeah, that's valid. I'll give him that.
Fair.
I like Capaldi's episode the best.
Okay.
So I'm just
and then probably Eccleston's, and then Matt Smith's, and then Whittaker's, and then Tennant is.
Woo!
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
Listen, that's just early.
It was just one.
It's not even early. It's late Tennant.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say just the time frame when that came out, like what that was like early mid 2000s.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
2006.
Like, it just-
no.
When it
Yeah.
comes out around that time and isn't as serious as Eccleston, it's going to come off very goofy and very silly. So that makes sense. I can absolutely.
Yes, Capaldi and then all the rest. Again, I could do that because I don't have the context.
That is very valid.
I know you both don't have context to Whittaker, but at least you have something to go off if I don't.
Yeah,
So I think that's fair. I went by what I emotionally attach myself to.
That's what I want.
Jared,
That's
really the only thing I'm worried about is that you're not going to make us watch another Berenstain Bears
No, I
episode.
watched that over this. It's shorter.
Oh,
That's true.
God. In case
It doesn't feel shorter.
there's
they
any,
fly by.
any new viewers, Jared made all of us watch her insane Bears.
You should go back and watch those episodes.
Yeah, absolutely should.
They're we did one over Discord. It was a trip.
Oh, it was something. But anyway, on a very longer episode of the finale of Doctor Who month, thank you everybody for listening to today's episode. If you want to stay tuned to all the new stuff we got coming out and just follow us on our social media, Jared, where can they find us?
Well, I'll just rip the Band-Aid off. Our TikTok is funny, at Off Slate Media.
Hey, you know what's not funny?
What?
Looking into the time vortex.
Hey,
You know what will help you recover from that?
watching our TikTok.
Watching
baby.
our TikTok.
There it
Because it's funny.
Nicely done, sir. Nicely done.
Yes. You can also follow us on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
The Facebook, what are we, 50?
If you still use Facebook, then you're probably over 50.
Yep. And then you can listen to us on the Evil Overlord, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify. And then please, if you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, and ring our bell.
And don't forget to rate us on
Bing
Apple or
bong.
Spotify and give us 5 stars. Make us look great because we're pretty great. So
4 stars because Dickie's on the podcast.
Bing bong.
And so thank you everybody for once again listening to today's episode. Stay tuned for more awesome content coming your way every single week. So from all of us here at All of Slate Media, don't forget on Thursdays to
Take a bite.
Bite me off a piece of that. Bite-sized